For the past couple tournaments, Mars has been doing incredibly well with a character that a lot of people wrote off, including myself at the beginning of the game, which is Zero Suit Samus. And I want to talk about her for a little bit, why she succeeds, why she might be succeeding farther than she should be, and just generally why the perception of her came up at the beginning of the game and how it has changed. Zero Suit Samus, across the lifetime of Smash 4, was one of the strongest characters and had representation from one of the best players in Nairo. She had amazing grab confirms, she had really safe aerials, she had pressure both on the ground and in the air, a frame 1 jab to combo break, up B out of shield, which was amazing. She had so many things going for her, edge guards, nair flip kick, so many things were going for her. And the transition from Smash 4 to Smash Bros. Ultimate was a little bit different. She no longer has any throw combos, she basically only has sometimes tech chase setups on fast fallers or poor DI. Her aerials are still pretty safe on shield with back air and neutral air, but more characters have aerials that are safe on shield, so it isn't as big of a deal compared to like the 1 or 2 characters that had aerial safe on shield in Smash 4. Up air no longer combos into up B, even with rage or without it, so you are going to pretty much have to do a landing up air into a jump up B, and that scenario doesn't really happen particularly often, so it is going to be a lot less cheese kills and a lot more of just playing solid neutral with this character. Not only that, but a bunch of characters also got stronger in this game, so the top tier looks vastly different than it did compared to Smash 4. We no longer have Cloud and Bayo and Diddy and Rosa, but now we have Pikachu, Pichu, Wolf, you know, a bunch of other characters that I'm sure everyone is aware of who's top tier in this game. So, you know, Olimar, Snake, characters like that. So the meta is a bit different, and for a little bit it didn't seem like Zero Suit was going to keep up. Pretty much every single Zero Suit main at the beginning of the game was like, man, I don't really know if I like her. Nairo is now a Palutena main with a couple secondaries, most notably Ganon at this point. Mars was playing Ike and Mega Man at the beginning. My brother Nick Riddle didn't play her anymore. Pretty much no one actually played Zero Suit. You know, they messed with her for a little bit, but they weren't the serious mains, at least until a month or so after the game came out, and that was mostly still just Mars, but then after that, the character, at least again with Mars, started to explode, and getting top 3 at Pound, losing only to Myron and Samsora, and at the same time he got the run back versus Samsora in loser semis, also beat Dabuz, MVD, and a couple of other great players on the way. So now I want to take a look at what makes Zero Suit so successful in this game when it comes to other characters and where I think she is in the tier list overall. So as I mentioned already, Zero Suit did get a decent amount of nerfs, but I do want to talk about the buffs that this character received. First off is kind of a mechanic change. The burying mechanic is a little bit different, so you're able to drag people out of your down B footstool type of whatever it's supposed to be called, the flip stool. You can drag people out of that with your up B, you can do forward smashes, you don't have to go for a down smash, so a little bit easier, you don't need to have as much time to get your confirms off of that, and that can confirm into either damage or into kills at like 90% at the ledge because just up B is so strong. Speaking of up B actually did get an angle buff. I don't know if it's stronger objectively, but at the very least hits higher, so if you get hit in the air, that move will kill you, or if you get up B out of shield on a platform, that move will make you explode. You still have to DI it, mostly down and in this game. It closes out stocks so quickly. The 2 biggest buffs that this character got are her side B and her forward air. Her fair, it used to be really easy to fall out of that move. You know, you couldn't really short hop rising fair reliably on a bunch of characters, but they fixed that, and now short hop fair will hit mid-height characters, and the first hit actually drags your opponent into the second hit, so you get a lot, like a decent amount of damage, a lot of openings. That is how Mars gets a lot of his damage, or at least scares people into shield, and then he can start grabbing them. Because it works better, it is also better for an edge guarding tool. You don't have to only go for back air, you can pressure people with Zairs and side Bs and forward airs, and it becomes a lot more consistent, a lot more reliable, which is a huge deal for Zero Suit. She finally has a rising aerial that she could use, because one of the reasons that, you know, her flaws in Smash 4 was the fact that she had to go jump, aerial, and always land with it, and now that is no longer the case because of the fact that she can do rising fair, so her offense is already more varied. And the second main buff is going to be her side B, her plasma whip. First off, they did it so that it has 2 different functions. If you tap side B, it is an incredibly strong move similar to Brawl, where it's just a kill move and the first hits combo into the last hits, and it is just really good for killing, hitting neutral get up, you know, B reverse into it. You know, there's a lot of little things you can do with it, but also at lower percents you can hold B and you actually get a drag in hitbox, and you're able to combo it with up smash or up air, you know, at least if people are mashing, or at the very least make them have to jump, and then you can juggle them with Zero Suit's amazing juggle game, because that didn't really change, although you just don't kill people with it now. You still get a lot of damage. She wasn't able to use her side B to kill in Smash 4, and so it left a large gap in how she was able to kill. She had to do things like back air or up B out of shield, but now she has a safe on shield poking tool that can kill, and that is again huge for Zero Suit, especially considering she doesn't have her ladder kills off the top anymore. And of course, one of the best things about Zero Suit in all 3 of the games, she is incredibly mobile. She is so fast. Her short hop is amazing. Her full hop goes so high. She is just a really speedy character on the ground. She's constantly mixing you up, getting between short range, mid range, long range, and has tools at all spacings now because you have side B for long range, or even Zair. You have Zair for mid range and even sometimes back air and neutral air. And then at close range, you have jab. F tilt is still good. Down tilt is better now. You still have up B for the hard reads out of shield or just the reactions out of shield. This character now has a much more varied playstyle without having the incredibly overpowered things that she had in Smash 4, a la her rage combos. However, she still does have one of her best kill confirms in terms of Nair down B that does work, not quite as early and not quite as easily because down smash doesn't have as much hits done in this game. It has almost no hits done in this game, so you aren't going to be able to hit someone's neutral get up at 20% and do down smash down B. That's not really a thing anymore, but you can still Nair down B between 30 and 70% depending on the character, and at higher percents, you can still get Nair back air or Nair into like a landing read side B, and that can still get a decent amount of kills for this character. She is much more consistent at killing, even though she doesn't have the ridiculous oops you died at 20, which makes her, a little bit less stressful to play against because you don't really have to be worrying out, it's like, oh, I'm at 0, I'm gonna get grabbed and I'm gonna die. Like, that's no longer the case, but, she constantly has pressure and she constantly has offense, and that is really scary to play around. And Mars, being a player that has such hard reads, that has such amazing conditioning, that is so fluid in movement and just does seemingly random things to throw you off, that is going to be really difficult to play around. And you saw that at Pound when he beat Samsora and Dabuz. He would go down so much percent at the beginning of a game or at the beginning of a stock where it would be even and he would just take 80 and then just decide to no longer get hit basically and take stocks first and just do amazing at that. And I was watching and I was just baffled at how amazing and how fluid he was playing. But Zero Suit is a character that allows him to do so because of her amazing mobility, her fairly safe hitboxes, the varied offense that she has now. She's not so much of a one-trick pony like she was in Smash 4, which was basically, okay, she's going to nair me and she's going to grab me, and that's basically it. That's all I have to look out for. But in this game now, she has short hop forward air, she has Zair confirms, her back air is still amazing, her neutral air, as I mentioned already, is amazing. She just has so much more varied speed and can just run away and also approach, and it is so difficult to play around all these options for this character. And you must be thinking, hey, ESAM is saying a lot of good things about this character. This character must be like top 10, top 12, something like that. And that I don't think is quite the case. I do put her in high tier, like low high tier at the moment between the placements of like 18 and 22, because I do want to talk about why she isn't quite as broken as the other top tiers. Her damage output is actually fairly lackluster. She doesn't honestly have like crazy damaging combos. Like sometimes you get hit by like fair, nair, bear against a wolf and you're like, damn, I'm at 45. You get hit by 2 grenade backers against Snake and you're at 60. Olimar's damage output is obviously amazing. I've talked about Pikachu's damage output enough that his is really good, and so many of the top tiers just have like, wow, you just took so much damage. And Zero Suit, you take all those hits that I've been mentioning, or you kind of have to play that game against her offense, and then you look at your percent and you're like, oh, I'm only at like 50, and that was like 30 seconds of neutral interactions and at disadvantage state. She doesn't do that much damage. Her damage, I'm pretty sure, got nerfed overall from Smash 4, and that's a pretty big deal. And also, again, if you are really smart at keeping your shield healthy and also moving around her hitboxes, she doesn't really have a way to open you up besides just hard reads and sometimes grabbing you, but again, grabs don't really get any guaranteed damage, so shield is going to be an amazing option versus Zero Suit. Like, yes, her moves are safe on shield, but they are not safe on parry, and again, if she doesn't do a rising forward air, she's probably going to be doing the lowest landing nair or back air or fair one hit possible to try to get the most combos and the most frame advantage off of it, so it is a little bit easier to parry. And I know I said that a lot about Zero Suit in Smash 4, like, oh, just power shield her nairs, but you really can do that in this game, especially considering so many of the characters in the meta right now are short. Like, I don't think Zero Suit can rising forward air in Olimar that is like crouching, or a Pichu or a Pikachu that isn't just standing there, so it makes it really difficult for Zero Suit to get all those varied options of offense. And yeah, she can do it to a bunch of characters in the mid tier and even some high tier and low tier and all that, but unfortunately, I feel like you can't be a top 10 character if you struggle with 6 to 8 of the top tier characters, because that just doesn't seem to make sense. You're going to struggle in the meta, and you're going to have to hard outplay your opponents or get fairly lucky, and Mars was just playing so well at Pound. It was ridiculous, and he just got those type of hits. Honestly, one thing I do want to say about Zero Suit is she is the most fun she has ever been, at least to me. I didn't really like only doing landing nairs and landing backers and YOLO grabs in Smash 4. I didn't really like how she played in Brawl other than using item pieces, but Smash 4, again, because of her varied offense and her lack of set play, it just seems more like, oh, I get to have fun with this character. I get to choose a bunch of options and try to outsmart my opponent like that, instead of just doing like, okay, I'm going to nair, and if it hits, I'm going to kill you, and that's about it. it. So Zero Suit, a very fun character if you are looking for a good character to play that isn't just like super prevalent in the meta because people have that thought for some reason, or also just like a speedy top tier. Zero Suit can be your character, and she is a lot of fun. Mars has been streaming a little bit more, so I'm going to link to that down below so you can go check him out. And yeah, I mean, Zero Suit, really fun character to play. I do think she still has a decent amount of flaws, as I mentioned, but she is still a very fun, very fast, and very explosive character, and you cannot sleep on her in Smash Bros. Ultimate like I was. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below. Let me know what other characters you want me to talk about. I think I'm going to make a video about all of them, are kind of breaking down a lot of the things that people are complaining about and seeing how you can work around them, or if they're just like really, really good in general. You know, I had a lot of footage from my 3.0 video that I said I would make, but a lot of it got corrupted, so let me know if you still want me to make that, and I will see you all next time.